everyone, and welcome back. Merry Christmas out there. Tonight we have a beautiful surprise for you. We're gonna have a Christmas delight. Most of you enjoy cooking turkey, roast beef, and yams and collard greens, but tonight we have something very special for you. We are gonna make lasagna. We have meat lasagna and vegetarian lasagna. And what we have already ready for you is we've already grounded some ground beef with some mushrooms. We have bell peppers, we need marinara sauce for this, we need mushrooms, we have mozzarella cheese, sharp cheddar cheese, we have some zucchini, and we have some squash. And what we put in our famous processor that we love is some red onions, some garlic, and some white onions. We're also gonna need ricotta and cottage cheese for this. Stay tuned and we're gonna show you how to build this delicious meal in moments. Okay, so we're back. And for the sake of time, because building lasagna is a little time consuming, we've done a lot of the work for you, but we're gonna explain it to you along the way. Okay, so we have two pans. We have one for the meat and one for the vegetarian. And we need olive oil on the bottom of both. So we're gonna sprinkle some olive oil on here. And this is a dirty job, so you're gonna use your hands a lot. So you're gonna make sure that this whole pan is rubbed with olive oil on the side, on the bottom, because we don't want the cheese, we don't want anything, we don't want the pasta sticking on the pans. So we're gonna put olive oil on every pan that we use, no matter what it looks like, no matter the pan size or pyrite you use or glass. You definitely need olive oil because you don't want it to stick. So we've already boiled our pasta for you. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take the pasta and you're gonna layer it with just the bottom with pasta. Now you're gonna boil the pasta and you're gonna bring it to a complete boil, and then you're gonna put the noodles in the pan. Make sure you have plenty of olive oil in the boiling water because you don't want the noodles to stick. Now this is something you don't wanna keep messing with. The noodles may break, they may get too hard, they may be too hard, they may be too soft. So you want them al dente. You don't want them to break apart. You don't want them to be too soft either. So just keep an eye on these noodles. It's not too hard. I mean, it takes about 10 minutes to boil, and then you're good to go. You want to put those in the sink, cool them off, and then go ahead and start building your layers of pasta. You can break them apart to fit your pan. It's not serious. So just relax and enjoy the moment of making pasta and lasagna. So right now we have our cottage cheese. We're gonna put a layer of cottage cheese on the bottom of both. And yes, this takes time, but it is fun to do. And the kids and your husband, your wife, your family, your friends are gonna love it. It's gonna be fresh, not frozen, not out of a box, and they're gonna love you for it. Make sure you use the spatula to get it spread all even. That way you're not missing any section of your pan, and every bite will taste delicious. All right, so for the meat pasta, what we put in here was some garlic powder. We put some Italian seasoning, and we're just gonna layer this on top of the ricotta cheese. We also put some mushrooms in here, just some white mushrooms. And the ground beef already makes its own oil, so you don't wanna add anything extra to it, like any olive oil or any other type of oil that you may use. And again, you're building this, so you kind of just want to sprinkle a layer on the pasta and the cheese. You don't want to put the whole thing on one of the layers because you're building your lasagna. We're going to add some onions, some garlic, and it's white onion, red onion. I like the red onion because it gives it a little bit of sweetness to it. And again, this is a dirty job, so you're going to be using your fingers a lot. So we're going to add some marinara sauce on top of this ground beef. This helps it from keeping it to be too dry, gives it a nice Italian flavor to it. So you definitely need marinara sauce for your lasagna. Okay. So that's the meat lasagna. We're going to add some bell peppers to it. And you can get red, you can get green, you can get yellow. It's totally up to you. I'm going to add some cheese to it. Mozzarella cheese is very important. Tastes good. Keeps the pasta together, and it just looks really pretty once you're biting down on it. There's the meat lasagna. Now we're going to switch to our veggie lasagna. We've already added the ricotta cheese. We've already added the cottage cheese, and we need ricotta cheese. Forgot to add the ricotta cheese to the meat, but you know what? There's no mistakes in lasagna. We're going to add it to the top. Build it your way, right? You can also mix these together. You can mix the cottage cheese and the ricotta cheese together. That way it's not so time consuming. And you don't forget like I did. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some mushrooms to the veggie one. And we're gonna build it like we did the meat one. You can pick whatever vegetables you want. We chose to do zucchini and squash, and I will show you how I cut these so finely. You can cut them how you prefer. We're also going to add some onions and garlic to this one, some bell peppers, and we need some marinara sauce. We're going to top this one with cheese, and then we're going to continue to layer this. Right. And the cheese, which makes it so delicious. All right, perfect. We're gonna continue to build this, and when we get back, we're gonna put it in the oven. We're gonna let you know how long to bake it. And then we have a nice surprise. We're gonna have some garlic bread for you. We've made the garlic fresh with fresh ground garlic and butter. Stay tuned. Okay, welcome back. So we finished building our lasagna. This is the vegetable lasagna, and here we have the meat lasagna. So we're gonna place both of these in the oven on 350 degrees, and you wanna bake it for about 35 to maybe 40 minutes. And make sure you keep an eye on them, but you can wrap it, you can put foil on a layer on top of each one of them, and then just bake it for about 30 to 40 minutes. I wanted to show you also, this is a beautiful tool. I love this. You can use this for shredding. You can use it for your fruits. You can use it for vegetables. This is how I slice the zucchini and the squash. So it gives it a really nice texture, a really nice look to it when you're making vegetable lasagna. So this is really handy. It's not just for cheese. Make sure you guys use this and look at all the really good, unique ideas you can do with it. So we're gonna put this in the oven, 350 degrees for about 45 minutes. And when we come back, we're gonna glaze some garlic bread. Okay, welcome back again, and thank you for continuing to watch Delicious Talks. What we've done was we've processed some garlic cloves in the processor, and we chopped it up really fine. We whipped some butter. When we have fresh lasagna, we want fresh garlic bread. These are little mini baguettes. You can buy a long baguette bread in any grocery store. But because the lasagna is going to be so fresh, we definitely want fresh garlic bread and not frozen garlic bread. So we're just going to glaze a couple of these. Glaze a couple of these. And you want to bake these. You can bake it on the 350 that it's already on for the lasagna. And you want to keep an eye on this. You don't want it to burn. You want it to be nice and soft for your family and friends or your party. And you have yourself some fresh garlic bread. And you can brag. You can tell your family and come out of a freezer. I made this. You didn't make the butter, you didn't make the garlic, but hey, it's gonna be nice and tasty and fresh. Look at this. So we preheated the oven to 350 degrees and we placed both our meat lasagna for 30 to 40 minutes. It depends on your oven. And this is the vegetable lasagna. Look at how beautiful this looks. I wish you guys were here to smell it, but when you make it, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. Now we're gonna cut this. And look at our finished product. Yummy, yummy, yummy. We have some guests arriving to the Christmas dinner, and we don't want to mix it. There's some vegetarian ones, and there's some meat lovers, so we want to make sure we don't mix either one of them. You definitely need this to cool down, so give it about 10 minutes to cool down before you cut into it. As you can see right now, it's got a lot of liquid to it, but that's okay. It just needs to cool down a little bit longer. Look at that, how beautiful, how beautiful. All right, so we have both of our meat lasagna with our garlic bread. Look how pretty that looks. The aroma on the garlic bread is so beautiful. And you have your vegetable lasagna. Look at that. The guests are gonna be so excited. Oh, perfect timing. The guests have just arrived. Thank you so much for joining Delicious Talks, and may your lasagna turn out merry.